person's problem. You need to shine. Be the light you want to be, and just don't care about what other people have to say. That's something you have to understand.
What's up, everybody? This is Key Heart. Today we're going to be talking about being a dark-skinned girl, growing up dark-skinned, what it means to be dark-skinned, the advantages and disadvantages of being dark-skinned. So just what it's like to live in a world where being dark-skinned is not acceptable or sometimes wanted, you know. First, I want to talk about dating while dark skinned. So, well, actually, no, I don't want to talk about that first. First, I want to talk about growing up dark skinned. So, growing up dark skinned, let me put this out there. This is not a video that is speaking for all dark skins. I'm specifically speaking about my experiences and how being dark skinned has affected me. Growing up dark skinned, I for one, I don't want to say that I was completely in love with my skin, because my grandmother reminded me of a time when I was a young girl, and I told her that, you know, I came home one day from school and I told her that I wanted to be light skinned. And I don't specifically remember that instance of when I told her, but I can see myself saying that because I used to kind of I wanted to be light skinned when I was younger. I saw being light skinned as a privilege, as better than my skin tone, because it just seemed like the lighter skin tone girls, that they got more attention from guys. It seemed like in school, like this competition going on, and I felt like I was always losing because I was not as light as them. I don't know if being dark skinned has kind of shifted my personality. My mom also told me that when I was younger, they told her that I was a good student or whatever. The only thing was I wasn't very social. I didn't talk to a lot of my classmates. You could find me like in a corner by myself, like playing by myself, or just, I guess, just, you know, being off to myself, being quiet. So, and then growing up, people have also told me that I was soft spoken. So I do kind of feel like being dark skinned has influenced my personality. Like, it's made me not be very outgoing, because I don't know, maybe I felt like I couldn't be as outgoing because, you know, that was for the lighter skin tone girls. That was for the girls that, you know, got all the attention from the guys growing up. And so it wasn't until about middle school. Middle school was when I think I started to embrace my dark skin. And that was because I started dating in middle school. I had got my first boyfriend in the 6th grade. And, you know, to my knowledge, he loved my skin tone. He never talked bad about me or anything. I just started to hear more of my family and just people around me like compliment me on my skin and tell me that, you know, you're a beautiful chocolate girl, or you're beautiful. And just, I don't know, I guess they were also trying to uplift me as well. But one thing I can say also is that, you know, being dark skinned, when people saying stuff like beautiful chocolate girl, sometimes that made me, I equated that to the same thing as people saying, you know, you're pretty for a dark skinned girl. you know, because why can't I just be pretty? You know, why do you have to say my skin tone? But as I got older, I started to appreciate it more. And when people say, oh, you're pretty chocolate girl, like, that's okay to me. But if you say like you're pretty for a dark skinned girl, then that kind of pushes me away, because that's not a compliment to me. That's an insult. And I think I've been told that once before, and I can't remember specifically who said it or where I was when it happened, but I do remember that being said to me. And you know, it didn't feel good, because that's just a put down for me. Like, that's no compliment. You're telling me that I'm pretty for a dark skinned girl. So, but you wouldn't say that to a light skinned girl. You wouldn't say, oh, you're pretty for a light skinned girl. Why? Because you think all light skinned girls are pretty by default just because they're light skinned? Like, no, that's not even true. And same for dark skins. Like, beauty is subjective anyway, but it's also in the eye of the beholder. And I think that what may be beautiful to me may not be beautiful to somebody else. And that's okay, you know? Like, we don't have to like the same things, but you shouldn't feel like your preference is superior to anybody else's. And maybe it is in your head, but you shouldn't try to put other people down just because they don't meet your preference, you know? Also, for me growing up, now I can get into dating. As I said before, I had my first boyfriend in 6th grade. My boyfriend was also dark skinned as well. And I didn't have a preference when I was in, well, I kind of still really don't have a preference. When it comes to skin color, I don't. But I didn't have a preference then. And I can even remember, like, I had a best friend, and he was really light skinned, and he liked me, and I was just like, no, I really didn't like him like that. I just saw him as being my friend. And I noticed that it seemed like he got more attention from the girls and stuff like that. For me, that was not really attractive. Only because, like, I don't know, when I'm with somebody, I just want them for myself. I don't want that person I don't even want the headache of dealing with, oh, so many girls want them, and I don't have time for that. So, I don't know. That was one thing that I did not like. But in no way or shape or form did I not like the way that he looked or anything like that. It was nothing about his looks, because he was cute. He was cute. But it was just like, I don't know. For me, I don't know. It was just something about my boyfriend that I just liked better. And so, you know, I dated him. And I dated him until I went to high school. I actually dated him a little bit in high school. And then in high school, it was my freshman year. And it was just rumors going around that caused us to, you know, break up. And after that, I dated somebody who was lighter than my boyfriend. And he was like he wasn't light skinned, he was like more so like caramel. But that's a whole nother story. But that's a whole nother story. But when it just comes to color, I dated somebody who was lighter than that. And then now I'm in a relationship where I'm dating somebody who is dark skinned. So I haven't been in a lot of relationships, but I have had a little variety, a little bit. So yeah, it's just, I don't know, when it comes to dating, I'm thankful for the people that I have dated, because they never put me down in any way or try to make me feel insecure or anything. My current boyfriend, however, he told me that he has a preference, and his preference is for lighter skin tone girls. And when he told me that, I was just like, oh, well, I'm clearly not lighter skinned. So what is it about me that you like, you know? And he began to tell me everything that he liked about me. And that's the things that he liked me for was the things that I want to be liked for. And I don't want to be liked solely based on my skin color. Like, that's so shallow and it has no weight to it, you know? You know, well, I don't know what I thought about his preference. I didn't think he had one initially. But when he told me that he did, I was just like, oh, okay, well, clearly not light skin, so you must like something else. Or, you know, and I'm going to get into the other part of this in a minute. So, yeah, now I'm dating somebody who is dark skinned as well. And it has been, our relationship has been good. Like, and when it comes to just him talking about my complexion or anything, he doesn't put me down or anything or say, oh, I wish you were such and such, or it's never been none of that. I never heard that ever. And I'm glad that, you know, we do have that communication where we can talk to each other about really anything. And yeah, so the next thing I want to talk about is body types when it comes to being a Black woman. We as Black women, we come in all different shades, all different colors and sizes, and you can pretty much find anything you want, you know, because we have people who, you know, are blessed, some people who are not so blessed, but it's just like everybody has a preference. So whatever you see as beautiful, then that's what you deem as beautiful, and nobody can take that away from you. It's just like whatever you want is your preference, so nobody can say anything about it. So we have basically a variety of people, you like you can't put us in a box basically. And we have people with all different type of qualities, people who talk a certain way, who talk I don't want to say ghetto, but you know what I'm talking about. It's people who speak in that way, people who speak proper, people who dress in different ways. We all express ourselves in different ways, and that's what's so beautiful about Black people in general, you know. So that is another thing. When it comes to body types, growing up, I started developing early. I started developing in like the 3rd grade, and I've always like had like bigger thighs, wide hips, a small waist, and like I've put on some pounds now, being in quarantine and everything. But that's another story. We don't work on that. But I've always had like that like hourglass or pear-shaped body, and that has always like, I've noticed growing up that it attracted a lot of men to me. I want to speak on body types because we need to start appreciating all body types, not just the hourglass figure. Trust me. And I'm realizing this now too, because like when you start to gain weight or lose weight or whatever, your body is changing, your shape will start looking different than it once was before. And that's exactly what's happening to me. My shape is still there, and I can tell like once I lose the weight, I'm still gonna have my shape, but it's just not where it used to be right now. And for me, it has it's a minor problem, but it still needs to be addressed and needs to be fixed like quick, fast, in a hurry, because I just don't want to find myself like losing myself, which I don't think I would get to, but still, like, I just want to work on it while it's not too bad, you know. But even with that, it's like I still want to appreciate my body and how it is right now, because I don't want to be so fixated on how I look on the outside that I neglect, you know, the inside. And I think, you know, when it comes to body types, people just, oh, they want that hourglass shape. They want that Coca-Cola bottle shape. And it's just like, not everybody has that. And it's just like, you would miss out on a beautiful person simply because they don't have that. Like, that is, I don't know, it's kind of shallow. And I get that people have their preferences, and I get that in order to be with somebody, you should be at least somewhat attracted to them. But like, y'all just be like, and I don't know, like, I get it, because it's like you say you don't want to settle, but like, is it really settling? Like, did you get to know that person? Does that person have a beautiful heart, a beautiful mind, a beautiful spirit, you know, that you're neglecting simply because they might have a body type that you don't necessarily like, but you don't know that person. And it doesn't even have to be a relationship. Like, even just when it comes to, you know, comes to getting to know people, like, you should be open, and not saying you should settle. You can still have in mind what you like and what you want, but, you know, be open to other options, because you just never know the type of people that you'll come across if you simply just open up, you know. It's already bad enough that we have society who tells us that we should look this way, or if you don't look this way, then you're not beautiful. Like, no. I feel like people like Lizzo, like, I love Lizzo so much because she embraces her body as it is, and she like owns it, and that's what separates like people, the confident people, from the not so confident people, because people, they just simply own what they are, and they don't feel the need to change for anybody else because they've already accepted who they are, and they don't let anybody come in and tell them differently about, you know, who they should be or what they should look like. And I think there's so much power in that. Like, all the power that people had or they thought they had, like, you just snatched it away from them. And I just want to say to any dark-skinned girl that is out there that may be watching this, that you are beautiful. Like, appreciate your skin, love your skin. Don't allow anybody to tell you differently. Know that you are amazing, that God made no mistakes when he created you, and that you should want to embrace your dark skin. Like, we have the most beautiful skin. I don't care what nobody say. Like, the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. And I mean that, I say that because it's true. Like, our skin is like so beautiful against bright colors. Like, if you take care of your skin, you can have like the smoothest skin. Like, it's just, it's bliss. And I love to see other confident black women, especially dark-skinned women. That's why I follow like a lot of dark-skinned women. If you need encouragement, there are so many people, and I'll put them in the description box below, but there are so many people on Instagram to look up to, because they embrace their dark skin and they flaunt it, like, because it is beautiful. And it's like once you get to that point, it's like, okay, people will start to embrace you as well, because you are embracing yourself. See that there is beauty in your skin, and there is just, it's not just in your skin, but it's just in who you are. Your skin is just a plus, but the beauty comes from within. And that is all I wanted to say. I really love y'all, and I thank y'all for, you know, supporting me thus far. If you still watch my videos, if you've been watching for the past couple months, then I just thank you for you know, motivating me, inspiring me. And I also just want to say that, you know, we're on the road to 100 subscribers, and I just can't wait to get there. But I'm thankful for my 52 that I have right now, and I just thank y'all for being loyal and continuing to watch my my videos. And I love y'all, and I will be seeing you in the next video.